soon as the first slap, the first punch, get away from it, because it won't get better. It'll only get worse. And we don't want to have to bury another mom.
Unfortunately, this will continue to happen unless we take the maximum effort to educate and raise awareness about these situations, about these issues, so that we can decrease the number of it happening. Because it won't ever stop. In reality, let's be realistic, it won't ever stop, but we can decrease those numbers. We can decrease those numbers. Hello, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this story, but particularly about different stories that I've been, looking at and watching. I got that clip from a young lady. It's called All Things DV, that channel. But the lady that spoke early, that was the mother of this young lady on my screen here. Her name is Raven Gatt. She was 27 years old when she lost her life on Thanksgiving Day in 2019. And that was her mother speaking. So just a snippet of what happened to her. She left her boyfriend. They had broken up. They used to live together. I believe she probably was living with her mom when she left him. But she went back to the house that she had shared with this, I think his name is Randall, I'm not sure exactly, but she went back to retrieve some clothing, and that's how she lost her life. And unfortunately, it was her baby girl that led the police to where the mother, that is, oh my goodness, this story is so horrific. And try not to attach yourself. Because people, I try to teach a lesson in certain stuff to help somebody else. Try not to attach yourself to things. Try not to be too attached to certain things, where even if it costs you all kind of money, but if it's not a good situation that you can retrieve certain stuff, leave it alone. Sometimes we can't be attached to certain things. And this was such a horrific story. And why I talk about this, and why I took that snippet of what the mom said, because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, when it starts with the first kick or the first slap. No. By that time, it's too late. You know why it's too late? Because when the person actually go to put hands on you, they already know you. They already know, they have studied you. They know you ain't going to do nothing. They know you're not going to leave. It's before that. It's the little things. It's before they even slap you or kick you. By that time, it's too late. And depending on what type of person you are, what type of personality it will continue. But it's in the controlling. They want to know where you is. It's in little things. It's the demeaning, talking to you, verbally abusing, cursing you out, screaming at you. Because they don't just automatically, the first time, they just put hands on you. And if that does happen, you better run. Especially you. I don't even know you putting hands on me. No. But usually it starts with little things, subtle things. But the thing is, we don't pay attention. We're not paying attention. Because sometimes when we end up in some of these situations, we already were desperate. Some of us were desperate. Sometimes we, because of loyalty, because we knew the person, we knew them from since we were younger, and because of loyalty, and sometimes we don't want to be alone or whatever it may be. You wanted to work out, and sometimes you've been watching those nasty movies and you've been playing with those toys and you've been revving up, and then now you're not even thinking clearly. That's another one. You're not even thinking clearly. You're not even thinking straight. You're thinking through lust. You thinking, that's what you're thinking, and then you definitely not going to see the signs. And then remember, sex is never just whatever. Oh, I just need a stay at home D, like I've seen other women say. And then definitely, when you have when you do have sexual encounters, you do form a bond, right? You know that, right? You form an oxytocin bond. So when crazy comes out, you can't even leave. You don't want to leave, or you don't even know how to leave. But it starts before that, before the kicking and the slapping. Because if it reaches to the kicking and slapping, that's not a good thing at all. And people don't want to sugarcoat it and stuff like that. It's not good at all. And then these protection orders, yes, they are good, but most of the time that just infuriates the person. For you, from in my thing, and for you to even get like they always say, you're supposed to do a safety plan. You need to do a safety plan, because in your safety plan, you're supposed to incorporate, hey, I'm going to get this protection order, but I'm going to move. I'm going to have to move someplace. I'm going to have to do certain stuff. You cannot stay at the same place. You cannot. You're going to have to do certain things. And sometimes we, tell women to get these protection orders, but then we don't tell them, we don't guide. They don't have anybody really guiding them what next step to do, what should they not do, what they need to change up. So they just get these protection orders. These protection orders, unfortunately, by the time you get help, it's too late, because are no longer here with us. And that's what's sad. And there's a statistic that says it, especially for Black women, is like every 5 hours or 6.5 hours or whatever, that number is going to go down. It's going to go down. Unfortunately, it will. We would like for it to kind of increase. So it's less women that's losing their lives. But unfortunately, it's going to be more, because we're not educating people. We're not really educating people. Yes, we talk about these stories, but what other tools are we giving to women? Are there how many organizations out there that are helping women to educate women that's not already in the situation that's going to go into this situation? There are some, but it's not a lot. And these people can do only so much, these organizations that are here. And then sometimes people don't want to go into these organizations to get the education until, it's kind of too late. And I've seen people also say, this is the next thing I've seen people say, when these stories come out, oh, that's why I'm single. That's why I'm this. That's why I'm that. But people like to say a lot of stuff in the comments and whatever. But situations like that should not make you stay single. That should fuel you enough to get educated more, to get the knowledge on how to date correctly. But because when you keep on putting off being in a relationship, because you don't understand in nature, we women were not created. Anyway, mankind, because when God said that man was not created to be alone, it's supposed to be mankind. It's the translation. Mankind was not created to be alone. So that's why you see people never stay alone. They always they get dogs, they get cats, they get some type of pet, or they live with family members, because we are not created to be alone. But when you see the stories, you keep on pushing it away. You're not educating yourself. You're not trying to get the knowledge. And then this is the thing. Okay, you could do that, but then certain people you're watching nasty movies, you're playing with these toys. Eventually those stuff it's only so much they can do, and then you're going to go out without knowledge, and you're going to go into a relationship, and unfortunately sometimes it works out and sometimes it does not, because you're not choosing this person through knowledge and through education and through the awareness that you have acquired. You're choosing them through lust and through desperation, which is not good. And this probably wasn't this young lady's situation, but this is a lot of women's situation that find themselves in these DV relationships. That's what happens. And another thing that I wanted to say, if you are in a situation like this, you're already in a situation like this, you have children, please protect your children. Speak to your children. And this is something you probably have to say it over and over again. But if something is going on, leave the house. Something is going on, don't get in there. Several stories I have seen. The mother was either with a boyfriend. One story in Jamaica, it was her cousin that was actually living with her. And then he was, stabbing the lady. And then the kids went to intervene, jump on the man's back, and he just took out everybody in the house. Another story, the guy was choking the mother, and then he told the kids to go inside. They went inside, and but when they saw that he was hurting their mom, they came out, and he shot the mother, and then he shot 2 other kids. I believe 2 died, but some of the kids got hurt. So please protect your children, because at the end of the day, you chose this man, you chose this woman, because women be doing it too. Women be putting hands on men and then be taking them out. Please don't put the kids in harm's way. They have nothing to do with this at all. They have nothing to do with this. But I say all this to say, it's not when they start putting hands on you. It's before that. You have to pay attention. You have to know the signs, what to look up. And then your intuition, like I always tell people, it's your intuition will not lead you astray. But sometimes we ignore our intuition because we're desperate, because we so revved up. We really want to practice all we've been seeing on those nasty movies. We can't see clearly. We cannot see clearly. Oh, it's been so long. It's been so long since you've been on something, and now you just ignoring all the red flags. You don't see nothing, and you feel that you're not at peace with this relationship. You feel something is off, but you don't walk away. And then by the time you then spend time with this person, kissing and having sex, you bonded. It makes it even more difficult to leave. And then if you have children that come into this mix, it makes it more difficult. And then people are, by the time the person start hitting on you, you can't even go to anybody because you're ashamed or whatever. You don't want nobody to judge you. You don't want anybody to know that you guys it's not working out. And then you stay isolated and you don't say anything until the person take your life. I just don't know. These stories, I don't know. Anyway, thank you. This little girl, that happened when I think she was like 3 or something like that. So she's still probably, it's only time is going to tell how this thing affected her, but it did affect her. You better believe it did affect her. Only for her to have a healthy life, she have to have caring and supportive people next to her, so that she can make it in this world. Because that's something traumatic like that. We gotta protect our children, man. We gotta protect our children. That's why you educate yourself. Get the knowledge. It's knowledge out there. Get the knowledge. Prepare yourself, and know that when you get knowledge, you're gonna be tested. Hopefully, you pass those tests in those relationships. Anyway, that's all I had to say in the situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.